Hello everyone, my name is Catherine Hymas and this is my Project 1 Shame for Contemporary Studio Concepts. So this is my idea diagram and my topic revolves around culture, more specifically Hispanic culture. My ideas were very scattered, but some of my main points include the language, traditions, family, my hometown, and school. We can see here that I was exploring my relationship with my Hispanic culture. I was born and raised in Laredo, Texas, which is a border town. So, growing up, almost everyone was Hispanic. In terms of jobs and volunteering, it was very important that you could speak Spanish for customers and visitors. So, for my idea diagram, I was more focused on jotting down how interactions and communication, whether it be friends, family, or individuals in my community, have made an impact on me and my language. I would like to consider myself bilingual because I can understand a lot of Spanish, but I would not say I'm fluent in Spanish. On this image of my idea diagram, I am more interested on the portion focused on my family and life growing up. My grandmother took care of me for the majority of my early childhood and only spoke in Spanish. So naturally, Spanish ended up being my first language and I was able to understand many basic words. When I started going to school, I only spoke Spanish. And eventually, because of the way the education system is structured, I was able to learn English and I transitioned to only speaking English. At home, my parents didn't speak Spanish to me. And it wasn't because they couldn't, because my grandparents on both sides only spoke Spanish as their dominant language. But around me and my siblings, they only spoke English. And at school, everyone spoke English, so I was not given many opportunities to improve on my Spanish speaking skills. I honestly felt my only real exposure growing up was when we visited my grandparents or spent holidays with them. As I was looking at other artists for this project, I was very inspired by Barbara Kruger and Ed Ruscha. I was particularly looking at the way these artists compose their works in relation to text. Barbara Kruger is well known for her use of bold text contained by the red frame with photographs, as we can see in this image. She does this in order to spark discussion about consumerism and political issues. Her works appear more simplified and possibly menacing, as if they are sending a warning message. Ed Ruscha is an American printmaker and photographer that uses single words and phrases to reference commercial culture. And he also does painting. It can be very difficult to combine words and images or paintings together without one looking like it's overpowering the other. So I found these two artists very good for using references of text on paintings or prints as such. So this slide, I have an image of my grandmother's home because a lot of my culture and identity was formed here since I was raised here. I had to travel to Laredo, my hometown, a few weeks ago, and I was able to take this picture of my grandmother's house when I was visiting. So on this slide, I have the digitally edited version. I then altered the colors and image to give it like a dream-like state. I felt the shades of blue were not only a good way to grasp the viewer's attention, but worked very well with the white text. The blue tones can also be read to the viewers as something sad or ask them to eventually contemplate it. This slide contains the beginning of an underpainting that it was very roughly sketched. This slide is another progress pic, and I was just getting generic shades, and I don't have much detail done here yet. So this is the final image of my piece, which is an oil painting on an 11 by 14-inch canvas. It is called Shame, and I was trying to discuss how I struggle with my identity. Oftentimes, I have language insecurity, and I feel like I'm missing a more important part of my identity as a Hispanic woman. If you speak to someone, they will probably agree with you that it is okay that some people don't speak Spanish, but also find it very important to be able to pass down the language to our future generations. So growing up, I noticed that I started needing to have my mom translate what my grandmother asked me, or have her tell my grandmother something I couldn't do myself. As an adult, I can no longer have the conversations with my grandparents like I used to. And a place where I felt so connected and loved is now a place that feels disconnected. Therefore, I feel a sort of shame from not being able to communicate with the ones who raised me. Thank you.